This week on Skin Deep. Every once in a while, if you're lucky, you'll get to witness someone so locked into their craft, so intentional with every movement, that you leave the room as a different person than you went in. The person we're meeting today is not just one of the greats of tattooing. I genuinely think he's one of the greatest craftsmen in the world, period. That person is Mike Rubendall. I'm your host, Josh Adams, and in this episode, we'll be getting a personal tour of the original Kings Avenue Tattoo Studio by both Mike and his longtime business partner and another incredible tattoo artist, Grez. We'll get to hear stories from throughout Mike's 30-year career and get a peek into where his drive comes from. And at the end, I'll meet you right back here for some final thoughts. So let's get into it. This is Skin Deep, and this is Mike Rubendall. Today, we're out in Long Island. About an hour and a half's drive away from Manhattan, the suburb of Massapequa is where Mike was born and raised. Opening in 2005, Kings Avenue began with just 3 artists. Today, they've expanded to 3 shops, and this one is where it all started.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
What's happening,
what's up?
Josh?
Thanks for having us in here.
Thanks for coming through.
Yeah.
Appreciate you making this
Good
trip.
to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. You want to show me what you got set up in the
Yeah.
front area out here?
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. We have some artwork and prints that we've worked on over the years. A couple of magazine interviews. There's some merch on this wall. T-shirts, and we have hats.
You guys have great merch.
Thank you, thank you.
Who designs the merch?
It's all of us. It's a collective. It's called KA Collective, so you could go online and you could purchase all this stuff online. But it's all the artists here within Kings Avenue, but also some of our friends
Some guests.
and guests all over the world. These guys, for our 10th anniversary, got us this custom piece from David Smith from the UK. He's a sign painter, and that's all handmade.
Does he do videos of showing him making these
Yeah,
things?
yeah.
Okay, I've seen this guy.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He's unbelievable.
one of
yeah.
a kind. That it took, I think, 13 months or something to,
It's beautiful.
from start to finish.
That's beautiful.
And then Rivera Drive, that's from Mariano Rivera. There's only 3 made. We have one, Mariano has one, and the other one is hung up at Yankee Stadium
Yeah.
on 161st.
161st and River Ave is where Yankee Stadium is, and they changed it for a small time to Rivera Avenue. So they only made 3 of those, and we just happen to have one in-house.
That's
luckily.
amazing.
Do you want to tell them about the Yankees mural?
Yeah, so we ended up doing this huge mural for the Yankees. We received a call from them about doing some artwork for where the players have their private parking garage. They take an elevator down, then they walk into the clubhouse, and there's a wall there that's 30 feet, and they wanted something that was a little bit more up to date. They walk past this every day into the clubhouse with the eagle and this journey. We got obviously Yankee Stadium, New York City. We have Kings Ave here. Yeah. So it's all about working towards one goal, which is the trophy, which would be the 28th trophy that they're shooting for every year at this point. And the mural itself is 28 feet long. We did that with intention, so it was just everything was deliberate in this, but we were under extreme time constraints. We had 58 days to rent a studio, had the stretchers built, and paint every bit of it without canceling a single appointment, and then having it hung by opening day. I think often about how insane it was hanging this when we actually got it there. Because we thought, we did the measurements, all right, we have everything, this is how big it's supposed to be. And we get it there to hang it, and we're like, holy shit. We had to re-stretch it, and there was nowhere where we could actually re-stretch the canvas back on the frame.
It was 2 inches between the canvas and the wall when you laid it out on the ground.
So we laid it where they walk, and we actually had raw canvas to protect it when we laid it down, and it made it too thick, so the stretchers couldn't even fit in the hallway. So we took that away, laid it down bare, re-stretched it, and then just picked it back up. And we had this much space on the other side, because if we would have done another room, the angles weren't right. We couldn't have done it. It ended up working out perfectly.
Yeah. Sometimes having tight constraints like that can lead to something great.
I agree. I need deadlines like that. I need the pressure.
Yeah.
And we're huge Yankee fans. It was a wonderful experience for us, and they treat us so well.
Dude, what an experience and what a piece.
Thank you.
This is gorgeous.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Give you a quick tour of the room.
So Grez, you used to work in this booth
Yep, I
Right
used to
next
work in the
door?
room right next door from the very beginning. So, but his room has evolved. Like looking at it now, I'm like, it's changed, but it's the same room.
Yeah.
You know, all the work.
Yeah, the art changed. Like that's Brian Paul, Horitomo, Hiroshi Hirakawa, Chris Kahn, Will Lally. Those are folk artists. Fred Stonehouse.
Those are a trip.
Those are cool, right?
Yeah.
You got Hardy, and then this is another artist, Hiroshi Hirakawa from Japan. I don't have anything of my own in my room because I see my stuff every day. I want things that inspire me, and
It's already all in your head.
it's all in my head. And that's another reason why you tend to change them every couple of years, just to get some fresh new ideas.
So this is new to me that is like a Long Island requirement that each booth needs to have a separated space.
Yeah, I don't know. I came up that way. So at DaVinci's, that's how I was raised, to have these separate rooms. I have heard that it was town ordinance that you have to have your own sink, you have to have your own workspace. I'm not sure how true that is anymore, but regardless, I always had the vision of building it like that because it's a combination between private and you could still interact with the person next door, or you keep the door open, you could interact with the people
'Cause in
outside.
the city, we have like an open floor, and you get the real city experience where you can tune into all these other conversations going on, and there's a lot of banter back and forth all the way on the other side of the room. And the clients out here, they really did prefer the private rooms. This is true to Long Island, that's true to the city.
Let's show them the piece we got up front. Check this out. So they got this gift for us for the 20-year anniversary that just passed in November
Who made this?
2025.
His company is called What the Hell.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty much what everyone says when they see
When you
it.
see it, yeah.
How's that possible?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Dude. That's so cool.
So that's the room you were just in.
It's the actual layout of the pieces on the wall. Like the frames are actually this size. Dude.
The scale.
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah, everybody's got something that's their favorite. Some people like that the armrest is wrapped still in there.
Yeah.
The towel is like up in the wallpaper.
That's one of my favorite things I've seen in any
Us
tattoo
too,
shop.
us too, yeah.
Us too. This is AJ's desk, headquarters,
AJ's got a very nice desk area.
Yes.
command center.
Do you know who did this?
That was handmade from a Tibetan artist. I don't know the name, but I went to Martha's Vineyard for Grez's wedding, and this was in an antique shop, laying in the back with the trash.
And Mike's like, I need it.
I need to take it home.
It's crazy how stuff like this just ends up in antique shops.
And you just think too about the care and the love that in the region it was made, and that it ends up in a tattoo shop in
In
Massapequa.
Massapequa.
Yeah.
because it's so wonderful.
So originally the shop was 4 stations. There was a door here, and then back room and bathroom. That was the original, and then 2009 we expanded, did another 2 rooms, bathroom, and dug out a basement, which is like storage, break room
Drawing
type
room.
thing. Drawing.
Yeah.
Oliver McIntosh did that piece. He's from the UK. Another Brian Paul.
Brian Paul.
And then this is Ed Hardy. We have a few of those hanging.
Yeah, luckily.
There's a Ed Hardy tribute to Sailor Jerry.
Oh, wow.
And then this is
Another Ed.
Another Ed.
Oh, wow. Those are beautiful pieces, man.
We've gone into his studio before and gotten the tour and seeing his work and in progress stuff on the walls and things he's working on. It's been a huge inspiration for years.
Oh, I love that.
And an incredible human being.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff too that, it's old stuff, and a lot of some of it's newer stuff. People are doing stuff now that have been tattooing a lot less time than we have, and we're inspired by them too. It's like
Yeah.
very important to
Blown
tap
away.
into
How far it's come.
like history, nature, all these things that inspire you, and contemporary stuff, and then putting that all in a blender and trying to create your own voice.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down a deep, would you say Brian, what was his last name?
Brian
Brian Paul.
Brian Paul, I'm going on a deep dive on his work now.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
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 He hooked up with Ed also, and Ed's kind of mentored him over the years as well.
Really?
Yeah, they did an art show together.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you find yourself, when you have all these pieces up, do you get an urge to want to rearrange things, or do you hit a sweet spot where you're like, I love where everything is?
I think it's a combination. We know how hard it is it's like Tetris to fit these pieces together. So once you compositionally get them arranged on the wall and you curate them in a way that's appealing, you tend to leave it for a couple of years, but then over time you want to
stagnant.
Yeah,
after a
it
while.
gets stagnant. You want to freshen it up. And
I mean, there's times, so many times I've been at that copier and I just, whatever is currently hung up there, and you're waiting for your copy to go through a scan, you're just standing, you're like, oh shit, that's a cool move. You know, that you didn't notice before.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, like some of those images you're trying to recreate, there's a lot of things you don't notice, and you're like, oh, this is I could use
smart.
that. You know, this is all
Yeah.
information that can be used or thrown, you know, tucked aside, but it's all important.
Cool. Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us
Thank
in
you.
here.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Dude,
you.
absolute
Appreciate
pleasure.
everything.
Yeah.
Good meeting you guys.
Yeah, you too. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you're working on today.
My earliest memories of tattoos were from being involved in hardcore and metal and that scene and going to concerts, and it was a cultural thing and it was a great form of self-expression. You know, nobody gave a fuck about tattoos, and it's like I'm getting it, I like it, fuck you. It was for me it was rebellious in a way. I liked everything about it. I was fascinated. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I remember once I started seeing heavily tattooed people, it was like I was struck by lightning and I needed to know more about it. So before the internet, you could only find tattoos in like either in person or through magazines. So there was a record shop called Tower Records. I would spend hours in Tower Records and obsessively look through tattoo magazines and study them. You know, learn a lot about how things should look, or in my opinion, what a good tattoo was, what a bad tattoo was. There was no technical information back then because it was a very closed trade. They would just show you pictures and a little bit of text. And there was no internet, there was no YouTube, there were no how-to books or videos. I didn't know how you learned how to tattoo. So I was working at a pizzeria in the 90s, this place called Pizza Cove. It was a local spot. And I would ask anybody that came in with a tattoo, where'd you get that tattoo? You know, are they giving out apprenticeships? Are they teaching people? And they're like, I don't know, I got a tribal band. I don't know how you get into it. But like an idiot, I would ask everybody. And I found like this old burly biker guy that came in, and definitely intimidating, but I asked him how you get into it, or do you know anybody that offers apprenticeships? And he said, there's a guy, Frank Romano at DaVinci's in Wantaw. Go check him out. I went to check out Frank, and he, you know, chased me away a couple times. I would go through the Yellow Pages, which was a phone book back in the day, and I would go through all the tattoo shops, call up, ask if they offer apprenticeships. They'd hang up on me, they'd tell me to fuck off, and I was just so young, and I don't know what was pushing me, but there was this fire in me that could not stop. I would get rejected 10 out of 10 times, and I would just go back the next day and keep asking. Until eventually Frank said you could come hang around, you know. Later on told me it was easier to teach me than to get rid of me. So I think that persistence, you know, I learned that persistence is key here. Through my apprenticeship, I learned a lot outside of actually tattooing. Because again, in the 90s, it was a rough and tumble environment. Frank took it very serious, although he handled himself really well in that time and didn't take any shit. He was also a professional. He was always on top of hygiene and making sure we had all the state-of-the-art equipment and everything was sterile. And at the end of the day, he was super professional, and I think a lot of that rubbed off on me. I remembered a few things where I would travel the world and see different tattoo shops, and they'd either be super artsy and a little looser on the hygiene side, or it'd be like, you know, really sterile, but not as artistic. I tend to be drawn more to, you know, regimented, strict, structured, prepared, but I also have a love for the art and want to be the best artist possible. So I think both of those really helped me mold my career. So in the mid-90s, I discovered Filip Leu. He's a tattoo artist in Switzerland. And I was very familiar with his work and just had this idea, why can't I fly to Switzerland and get tattooed? You know, why do I have to get tattooed by somebody in New York? The protocol was you'd have to write a letter. You couldn't, I don't know if he didn't have a public phone, or maybe he had no phone at all, I'm not really sure. But the deal was you write him a letter, he decides if he wants to tattoo you or not. And I did that for a few months, back and forth. I'd receive these letters, beautifully handwritten letters with stamps and stickers and perfect penmanship. And I remember for my first appointment, I got a letter saying your appointment's on this date, 1997. It was about 6 months away. And then that was it. There's no confirmation calls, there's no like updates on social media, there's no emails. It was just like, okay, here's my appointment, booked hotel, flight, and then you show up and you're like, I hope he's gonna be here. And you open the door. The family's amazing. It's their life and lifestyle. Everybody's involved in tattooing the day-to-day. Everybody's making ink, needles. They're all an intricate part of the process. And they lived it and breathed it. And that whole experience for me was interesting because I saw how much Filip put into each piece, how much preparation there was. You know, and you're not getting paid for these hours. You maybe build it into the cost, but he was spending, you know, several hours, morning, noon, and night on these designs and composition. And you could tell, because when you saw some of these pieces, it almost looked as if the person was born with the tattoo. It really fit the contours of the body, and it really looked as if, you know, it was tailor-made for them, which it was. That opened my eyes to a whole other idea of making sure every tattoo is not only built to last, but it's made for the individual.
For several years, Mike worked at DaVinci under Frank Romano, where he cemented a strong foundation. Eventually, he started splitting time between DaVinci's and Adorned, where he gained the experience of working in a busy city shop. Then, in 2005, it was time to venture out on his own.
I was 27 years old when I opened up Kings Avenue. It started out with 3 artists, including myself and a front desk person. There was a ton of obstacles and challenges that I didn't know anything about. I didn't know what I was doing. I was, again, young and naive, and I think that was a gift for me at that time because there was no potential of failure. I just thought that no matter what, this is going to work. Why wouldn't it work, you know? All the things you don't know about running a business. And then you're trying to provide opportunity for the artists, and you're trying to take care of your clients and provide an outstanding experience. And you're trying to do good work and still study and, you know, keep honing your craft. You just gotta be able to sacrifice quite a bit. Opening your own business doesn't mean you're free, or it doesn't represent freedom. You're responsible for a lot of things, and as a tattooer, you're also responsible for the culture and the lineage, and you're responsible for how you're gonna move that lineage forward. And are you representing the tattoo world in a positive light? And you can't be selfish because, you know, this is a community, and you got to be in it together. And that's always been really important to me, where you honor the tradition of it and honor the people that came before us, and moving forward, you hopefully make it a better place than it was when you found it.
Mike takes a contemporary approach to traditional Japanese tattooing, honoring the history and mythology behind the images, but always giving it a little flavor of his own.
I always felt like the balance of it drew me in. It's both simple but sophisticated. It's powerful, but there's restraint at the same time. The style lends itself really well to tattooing. It's not overly complicated. It captures that raw power. You could see the image from across the street. And at the same time, it stands the test of time. It's wonderful because there are rules, there's structure, but you could still have your own personal interpretation of it within those guidelines and framework. There's mythology and symbolism, and it keeps things super interesting. I also get asked, do I get bored of these designs? But I don't, because they have endless variables, and you could draw it different each time and make it a little bit more interesting for the next person. Whole life as an artist, you're chasing your own identity. I feel like when you are inspired by something, you try to emulate it and you try to copy it and get it perfect time and time again. But over time, you can't quite nail it. You can't copy it perfectly. And those things you're doing wrong and making mistakes, that eventually becomes your style. You know, all of those imperfections along the way becomes your artistic voice. November of 2025, the first location, which is Massapequa, it's our 20-year anniversary, as well as it's my 30-year anniversary of tattooing, so it's been a big year for us. I still have a ton of drive. 20 years just feels like the beginning. Yeah, it's just the middle of the movie. We're still, but I don't look for an end. Like there's no, like you said, there is no end goal Even with Kings Avenue, I've always wanted it to outgrow me while maintaining or not compromising the integrity. Like I don't need to be the guy. I just do what I do and I love it. And the things that are driving me is the lack of complacency and feeling that I won't be good enough, you know, and working next to the artist I work with push me to, you know, do better work and want to be better. And I never feel like I'm too good for anything. Even as a shop, we always live by the principle of providing more work than you're paid for and giving it your all. And that's my goal, to just see how far I could take this thing without burning out. And I'll do that as long as, you know, my body will allow me to, and as long as I continue to love it. I don't think there's any reason to stop, and I don't see a reason to stop anytime soon.
How do you think you find a balance between anxiety and inspiration? Because that idea of like being worried of getting left behind could make you very anxious.
That's a great way to package it. I would say the constant work and being busy masks the anxiety in a way. Like I have to be productive because there is some underlying anxiety within me. So I find if I'm productive, I'm staying busy, I'm working, I don't have time to sit with that emotion. And to be honest, the competitiveness of it, I can't be crippled by that fear or being complacent. Otherwise, you know, there's plenty of good tattooers out there. You know, what makes me special? I don't know. All I could say is I believe in the things I'm doing. I believe in the work I'm putting out. I'm giving it my all, and I really love tattooing, and I enjoy the things it brought me, the people I've met, the places I've seen, and it's been a wonderful life.
If you're looking to do a deep dive on Mike's work, which I would highly recommend, there's this great book put out by Afterlife Press that has hundreds of pictures of his tattoos and some great interviews in here too. I just thought this book was really well put together and it's really fun to look through. I'm not a tattoo artist and I don't have any plans to be one. My drawings are god-awful, but this experience with Mike genuinely changed me as an artist in my own craft. We got to talk on the phone a couple times before we shot this, and just watching the amount of care and preparation that Mike put into this really told me a lot about his character. Like, if Mike's gonna do something, he's gonna do it with 1000% of what he has to offer. And he's gonna make it look effortless. And I think it's because that's exactly what he expects out of himself. To him, it's obvious. Like, of course I'm gonna give this my all. Like, what's the point of doing anything otherwise? It's not to prove to anybody else who he is. It's to confirm to himself, time and time again, that he's capable of great things. That energy he has is not just reserved for tattooing, it's for life. And that's why I felt so affected by this interview. So thank you so much for sharing your time and space with us, Mike. If you're not already, you can follow him on Instagram at Mike Rubendall. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel here. You can also follow us on Instagram at Skin Deep Show. Okay, welcome to this season's last Easter egg challenge, sponsored by Mad Rabbit. Every single week, Mad Rabbit is giving away a tattoo lover's kit to the winner of this segment. That means tattoo wash, tattoo ball, body lotion, and sunscreen in every single kit. Every single week, tattoo lovers kit,
Mad Rabbit, Mad Rabbit,
tattoo lovers kit, Mad Rabbit, Mad Rabbit, tattoo lovers kit, Mad Rabbit, Mad Rabbit, tattoo lovers kit to the winner of this segment. I'm gonna ask you a question that you can find the answer to somewhere in today's episode. If you know the answer, comment it below. This upcoming Sunday, so 5 days after this episode comes out, we'll be randomly selecting somebody who A, got the answer right, and B is subscribe to the channel here. Got it? Great. So the question this week is, how many stations did Kings Avenue have when they originally opened up this location? If you know the answer, put it in the comments here, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you follow back on Sunday because I'll be reaching out to the winner. And Mad Rabbit will get you your package sent out right away. Thank you truly to everybody who tuned in this season. The response has been absolutely insane, way greater than I could have ever expected. So I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. This is the last episode we have for the season, but we'll be back very soon with season 3, which may or may not be somewhere outside of the US. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel here so you don't miss that, and I'll see you soon.